in my last series, I didn't get to really edit down as much as I would have liked to. I kind of rushed through it. So I did forget some parts. My bad. I'm sorry. I just wanted to overview the initial setup, the actual step by step. I didn't do the step by step at the beginning, the very beginning, but I'm gonna try to do that now. And then you will have the links in this video. There will be the links for you to download all to your heart's desire. All right, so we're going to create a new machine. And we're going to keep it in the same path where the other one is. And some of these are in different paths. Some of these VMs on the left here are in different paths. But we're going to keep it in this path. And we're going to call it Sierra 2. And in the downloads, you will have a guide that shows you what's in the download and then how to do it. To follow along if the video is not suffice. So I'm going to call this Sierra 2. I'm going to be installing macOS Sierra. And it's macOS. And it's macOS 10.12 Sierra 64-bit. And I don't have as much room, so I can't make the VM 100 gigabytes. I'm going to be making it 50 because I don't have that much space on this drive where it's being stored. And we're going to bump the memory up to 4096. And then we're going to create a virtual hard disk now. And we're going to leave it at the VDI disk image, and then next. And we'll leave it default dynamically allocated, but you can fixed is fine, and actually fixed works better for macOS. Just bump that up to 50. Blah, 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 yada, yada. And then we hit create. Now, that's really not that hard. But now this is the step-by-step of configuring the settings. So we go into settings, and we're going to go to very first and foremost, the general tab. Make sure that it's the correct operating system. In the advanced, you could switch it to bidirectional if you want to use the Virtualbox guest editions to install drag and drop functionality between Windows and Mac, the two desktops. I'm going to leave it disabled for now. System, we're going to uncheck floppy. We're going to leave the base memory 4096. Processor is going to be all the way up to 3. And the extended feature enable PAE/NX, leave that checked. Then our display is going to be all the way up to 128. All the rest stays the same. The storage is where we're going to attach our ISO, which will be in the downloaded file package that you guys have where you save your ISO. There's the VDI we created a moment ago. So we click on that empty icon, then that icon, and then choose the disk. And it's going to be in the location of this drive here, Virtualbox VMs, Sierra, but it's not High Sierra, it's actually OS Sierra. So there's the ISO, we're going to open it, okay, and then The audio, you leave default as is. I do, at least. The network is going to be just the NAT, network adapter. We're not going to be enabling the second adapter on this one. Serial ports, no. USB, leave it as so, or you can switch it to 3.0. I'll just do, well, I forget how I set it in the other VM, but I'll just leave it as so. And then the shared folders and the user interface, that basically stays the same. Okay, and then you just kind of look through it if you want to, just like one more time. Okay, and then you hit OK. So now it's saved. Okay. Right here, Sierra 2, this is our VM right here. Now what we want to do is completely quit VirtualBox. Get out of it completely because we're going to enter the lines of code. So on my desktop, I have a little folder that I created. I hope the code is in there. I hope the code is in there. Where is it? Okay. Okay, so in the package that you're going to be downloading from the links, you're going to have a folder that looks kind of like this, and you're going to have the ISO in here, this guide, and then there's going to be the downloads for VirtualBox and the extension pack. If you need to have that software, if you can't find it. So I'm just going to open up the lines of code in this guide, and then we're going to enter them into the command completely because we're going to enter the lines of code. So on my desktop, I have a little folder that I created. I hope the code is in there. Where is it? Okay, so in the package that you're going to be downloading from the links, you're going to have a folder that looks kind of like this, and you're going to have the ISO in here, this guide, and then there's going to be the downloads for VirtualBox and the extension pack. If you need to have that software, if you can't find it. So I'm just going to open up the lines of code in this guide, and then we're going to enter them into the command prompt in Windows. Not to forget that VirtualBox is you want to run as administrator. Here we go. Virtualbox is closed. Sierra 2, now I have to modify the text in these lines, so I'm just going to add a 2 at the end. Okay, and then we can do it like this. So first and foremost, I'm going to grab the first line, copy, come to command prompt, paste, right click, hit enter. And then the next line, want to make sure you exactly at the text, not any extra spaces. Copy. And then here, right click, whoops, Control Z. That's the wrong line. I did a duplicate. I must have not copied correctly. Copy, and then paste, enter. Okay, so that means it's entering correctly. If you get that same path right back, then you did it correctly. So you do the next line, and so total lines is 7, I believe. Let's just put this up here like this. No spaces. And watch out for the parentheses. Copy. It's the third line we're doing now. Enter. Excuse me. Now we do this line here. Copy. Paste. Enter. Now we do this line here. Right click, copy, right click, paste, enter. And then this one is 2 lines. So you gotta go right there at the very end there. Right, copy, right click, paste, enter. And then we have this line here. Copy, paste, enter. And then right click, copy, paste, enter. That's your last line. Whoops, I missed something. Oh, this is an extra line. Let's try this again. There was an error, but it's okay. Don't worry. Don't be alarmed. It's my bad because I entered too many characters. So that's what all that was. And if I do it again, it'll be corrected. So just copy, right space, click, enter. And there you go. And now you can just exit out and you're good to go. All your lines of code are entered. You can minimize this area. Then we could bring back the VirtualBox app, start it up. And we will now see if Sierra 2 will boot successfully. So it's this last VM at the bottom here on the left. Just hit the green arrow. And as far as I can tell, we didn't hit the EFI shell. So I presume it's going to be booting correctly from here on out. And from here on out, it's pretty much straightforward. You will have the initial boot. So there it's booting right up into your OS, where you're going to erase the disk, format it, and then you will do the initial install directly on that VDI. And there's going to be about 2 to 3 reboots, so just be prepared. If it hangs for a little bit, don't close it out. Just let it process. Just let it do what it does. That's a definite thing. With VMs, we must be patient at times. Yes, we must. I might be able to edit this down to just one video all the way through. That just means 3 hours of me of recording and 30 minutes of you guys watching. When it's all said and done. Voila! Voila! Voila la la la! Alrighty then. So we need to say okay for our language of choice. Your language is your choice. And we are not going to be installing yet. We got to go back to our disk utility. And go to disk utility. And we want to make sure we list all the volumes. I'm sorry. Uh, um, 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 um. We want to show all the volumes. Well, there's only really one. There's not a lot, but you want to make sure that you get not the CD-ROM, but the hard disk. This is the 50. This is the VDI we just made. It's uninitialized. So you want to make sure you're selecting that one, not the internal CD-ROM with the OS base system. You want the Virtualbox disk. Now, all you do is click on it, hit erase, and you want the format to be macOS extended, and you can name it your choice. I'm just going to name it Sierra HD. I'm going to hit erase. Okay, so we're done there. Now we have an internal physical disk. Close it out. Come back here, hit continue. Hit continue, accept the license, agree. You should scroll down and read those, the bylaws that we sometimes do choose to pass. So we're going to go to Sierra And there's our disk. Hit continue and expect a good 30 minutes or so. Maybe less, maybe more, but not too long. Sierra is pretty lightweight. It's nice. It's not as like so heavy and big like Ventura and Monterey. Those ISOs are like 12 and 14 gigabytes. This is like 7 or 8. So it makes it go a lot faster. Thank you for joining us on virtualboxtutorials.com.